Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sunshine State Conference Women's Basketball Semifinal 2023 Championship Game, featuring the University of Tampa Spartans and Florida Southern College Moccasins. At this time, we ask you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, everybody, to the semifinals of the Sunshine State Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. Tonight at Eckerd, the second-seeded Tritons are hosting third-seeded Lynn, but here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center, it is fifth-seeded Florida Southern taking on the number one seed and third-ranked Tampa Spartans. I'm Scott Lynn in for Jack Ike tonight, along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Andre is our producer again tonight. We'll get you the starting lineups before we hear from DeCarlo here. First of all, for Florida Southern, the Moccasins 15-13 overall, went 10-10 in Sunshine Conference regular season play. The starting lineups: Domenica Zamora is the point guard. She is number 4. 5'7" point guard out of Ecuador. Number 12, Anna Danish, is starting at one of the guard spot or forward spots. She's from Budapest, Hungary. She's number 12. Number 20 is Ariel Dabu. She is a 5'7" sophomore from Arlington Heights, Illinois, wearing number 20. Number 25, second-team all-conference player this year, Ashley Shell, 5'11", fifth-year senior out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. And Sydney Gomes, almost the freshman of the year, came up just a few votes short, but she's had a great freshman season. Number 44, she is a 5'8" freshman out of Ponte Vedra, Florida. The head coach is Megan Zekas in her first year as coach of the Mocs. We'll have more on that in just a bit. It's the same starting five for the Tampa Spartans tonight. Maya Justo at the point. Audrey Ramsey, who also runs the show and made second-team all-conference, which was announced yesterday. A good honor for Audrey. Sarah Jones starts as the third guard in this offense, and she has had some tremendous games. Malia Sullivan, first team all-conference, is starting. She's number 24. And Sydney Kinn, the first ever conference player of the year and newcomer of the year in the same season. Tremendous honor for Sydney Kinn, the conference's leading scorer at this point. She was second in regular season scoring, was first in rebounding and block shots. She's done it all. And Kinn gets the opening tip to Malia Sullivan. And Ricardo, the Spartans will have the first shot.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, Scott. Thanks for a brilliant introduction. But as Kinn tips it to Sullivan, those are the two big dogs that, real good catalysts for this Spartans engine. And as Sullivan missed the first shot, which was a good shot, I thought it was going in. But I'll tell you this, Florida Southern, very familiar opponent in this conference. They're familiar with this court. They've played against UT, this is the third match for the season. This is a winner go home.
It is.
UT is home, and they have the privilege of possibly getting an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament. But Florida Southern is not guaranteed the same.
Yeah. Florida Southern pretty much has to win. It's up and in. The basket by Shell, 2-0. Moccasins on top after Danish pulled down an offensive rebound to give them the second opportunity.
And two things. UT are going to have to control the defensive boards as they did against St. Leo, and they're going to have to be more stingy with not giving the ball away on the turnovers.
Sarah Jones with the drive to the basket. She misses a little bit out of control on the spin move. Didn't get it to go, and now the Mocs can add to their lead. There's a long three-point shot drained by Danish. Just her 8th made three of the season. That was pretty.
Right. This is like, big sister versus little sister as far as the conference. And, what little sister wants to do. They want to take big sister's position.
Well, these two, as you know, these schools have had a rivalry in all the sports for a long time. Justo gives to Kin. Kin drives. Nice step-through move, and the first points of the night for the Spartans.
Yes, sir. And you know what the saying is, Scott. If you want to win, pass it to Kin.
Kin, again, 8 times she was recognized as a player of the week, 4 times at the defensive end, 4 times as the overall player, but she's the first to get 8 and there's a three-point shot knocked down by Zamora. Zamora can really shoot that ball as well. She's the leading three-point shooter as far as makes, attempts, and field goal percentage from three-point range, 38%.
Yeah, what UT's gonna they're very good defensively, but they're gonna have to extend that defense as Sullivan goes in for a sure 2.
Well, Malia Sullivan has been a tower of power for 5 years now. She's you tend to almost forget her, how good she is, because she does a lot of things well.
Right. She has a definite, strong mid-range and post game. She can score at all levels, but because she's so efficient in the mid-range, she elects not to shoot the 3 as much.
Traveling violation will give the ball to the Spartans with 7:14 to play. Florida Southern has doubled the score on the Spartans thus far. It's 8-4. Talking about Sullivan, she's in the top 5 all-time in UT scoring and also in the top 10 in all-time assists.
Yeah, she's one of the Spartans' best players in the history of this great program.
Gomes gives it up. There's a long three-point shot. It's drained once again. That was Danish, and again, it's 11-4, 7-point lead. The Spartans are going to have to try to answer in a hurry.
Yeah, right now you're going to have to run Danish off that three-point line. She's sitting very comfortably out there right now.
They do have great three-point shooters. Danish isn't the only one. Here's Kin up and in.
Oh, wow.
Nice strong move.
That should have been an and one, it looked like.
11-6. Just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Dabu gives to... Here comes Zamora. 17-footer, a little strong. Kin pulls down the rebound. Here come the Spartans. Audrey Ramsey's had a terrific season. Plays, and that ball's knocked away. Ramsey gets it and now throws it off the feet of Zamora.
Yes, that's what I'm saying now, Scott. I mean, that pass was tipped by Florida Southern. They got to be a little more sure with the ball security when they're passing the ball.
What a nice pass to Kin, who scores. That was Ramsey inbounding, was it not?
Yes, it was.
There again, she does so many things. She's come very close to a triple-double on several occasions this year.
Yes, she has. What a great catch by Kin to go up and over the defense without fouling.
They wheel the ball around. Here's Zamora. She's a good three-point shooter, as we mentioned. Defended by Justo. A long two-point shot is no good. Off the hands of Sullivan into the fingers of Ramsey, who brings it across the timeline. A 3 would tie it after the Moccasins jumped out to a 7-point lead here early. Ooh, I think Justo got away with steps when she caught that ball. Now she throws a soft pass, intercepted, and Danish puts it up, and no good. Rebound Gomes, dishes inside nicely. And another basket for the Moccasins. That was Dabu inside.
Right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Those turnovers up top where you can't set your defense, it leaves you helpless on the back end.
Coach Tom Jesse told me before the game, this is a team in Florida Southern that does a lot of things well, especially at the defensive end. They don't give you anything easy, and they also have great balance. Anybody can score.
Yeah, if you only have to stop 1 or 2 players, and unless you're playing against LeBron or D. Wade or, that caliber type player, it's hard to stop them. But when you have 5 players that can score, a la the old Boston Celtics. Who do you key on?
Right, exactly. Step out by Gomes was no good. Here's Justo. Gets it to Sullivan. Sullivan goes to work. She's strong to the basket. She's fouled and will shoot a couple of free throws. She's fouled by Danish, who picks up the first foul, I think, of the game. Yes, it is. 4:08 left here in the first quarter, so we're under the 5-minute level, meaning it's timeout on the floor. Florida Southern has led by as many as 7. Right now it's 5 as Sullivan heads to the line to try to cut that deficit. 13-8 on the SSC Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
This. 4:08 left in the first quarter. Florida Southern leading the Spartans on their home floor 13-8.
Now, on the last drive by Sullivan, what a key drive, because what she did, she took it to the defense, drew a foul, she didn't settle, and that foul is going to be the wall, helping to break the walls down to penetrate that Florida Southern defense.
Sullivan will go to the line for 2. Talking with Megan Zekas, first-year head coach of the Moccasins before the game. Sullivan makes the first. She said, "We are young." They are. They only have 3 upperclassmen, a junior, a senior, and 1 grad student. She says, "We're scrappy and we are resilient," and that's our motto. In fact, the word resilience is printed on the back of the Moccasins warm-up jerseys.
Right.
They all wear that.
And the good thing about that foul drawn by Sullivan was that it was on Danish.
She made both free throws. It's a 3-point Moccasin lead. Gomes, good ball handler, gets it out and gets it back now. Here comes Zamora. Zamora defended by Justo. 7 to shoot. It goes inside, up and in. A nice strong move to the basket right there by Ashley Shell.
Very smart of Ken to avoid the foul, realizing she couldn't get the block shot.
Second team All-SSC announced yesterday. She averages almost 14 points a game, tops on the team, and about 6.5 rebounds per contest. Here's a three-pointer by Ramsey, no good. 15-10. Ramsey struggled a little bit from the tree. She's made only 1 of her last 11 over the last 3 games.
Yeah, and she's a much better shooter than that average, so I hope that she breaks out of it tonight.
In fact, she was, as that shot is missed, Kim the rebound, she was averaging 43% from beyond the arc, had made 42 out of 98, but now has gone 1 of 11 over 3 games.
When Ramsey is going offensively, this team is nearly unbeatable.
Right. She does so many things, but when she scores, it just adds to it. It's a foul battling underneath as they were trying to deny Kin position. She hands to Sullivan. Sullivan can drive. She can also rise up and shoot it. Ramsey inside to Kin. Great entry pass.
Great hands and nice care of the ball. And as the motto goes, if you want to win, pass it to Kin.
8 points for Kin. She's 4 for 4 from the floor. 15-12. Zamora kicks it out. Shell misses. Long rebound, though, into the hands of Zamora. Zamora drives, reverse. No good. Kin had it, but stolen by Shell. Gives to Zamora. Zamora launches the 3. It's good! 18-12. The Mocs get their lead back up to 6.
They got the board, however, it was stolen. Now, the ball control and possession are key in this type of game.
Sullivan tried to get it into Kin, but the pass wasn't there. Now Sullivan to the basket strong.
And 1.
Didn't get it to roll. She is fouled by Jackson, who has checked into the game here. Number 13, Amari Jackson, the 6'1 freshman from Gainesville, Florida. She had 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds at the Rock High School back in the day. Zamora will sit down. And checking in is Maria Llorente is checked in, number 22. Also, Leopold is checked in for the Spartans. Audra Leopold the grad student, first year at UT. She started the first 3 games of the season, then was injured, was out about 8 weeks, and has had trouble getting playing time coming back in, but they've gone to here early here.
Yeah, and I think it's, you don't want to run your horses all the way out, run them dry. So they have a nice rotation, and it's just about gaining the coach's trust and going out there being able to execute. And I think she's very well capable.
3-point shot is missed, no good. Whistle, and I think it hit the basket support.
Yep.
So it's out of bounds to Tampa. 18-14, 1:43 to play here in the first.
Now, one thing with Sullivan and her leadership as opposed to some of the other players, she has the ability to draw fouls, which leads to free throws for the whole team. So if she continues to put pressure on the defense, that is definitely warranted as she's playing, on the inside and Ken on the outside stretching the defense.
A long 2 for Ken. She's got 10 points, 5 of 5 from the floor. That's one of her longer shots. She's usually right around the basket.
Yeah, she's showing some stretch 4 ability.
Leopold on the defense, does a nice job. Kicked out to Jackson, missed it. Rebound Ramsey. Here come the Spartans, a chance to tie or take the lead. Scott Lynn along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Nice to have you along here on the SSC Digital Network. This could be another really good game. Sullivan inside, step back, 8-footer, good.
Bam, tie game.
She's coming up big. That's
Tie game.
8 points for Sullivan, and she does tie it at 18.
And I like the fact that they're interchangeable. As Sullivan feels like she has the inside matchup, Ken steps out on the perimeter and throws that high-low pass down to Sullivan.
Well, both Ken and Sullivan, first team All-SSC players.
The 2 big dogs of the Spartans.
Here's a long shot by Gomes. It's off, long rebound, and Jackson hauls it down.
That's their 3rd offensive board, I think, for the Moccasins.
Llorente dribbling, going to go for the final shot. There's about a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 4 on the shot clock. Kicks it out. Jackson, open look. No good. The quarter's not over, and neither team realized that was the shot clock buzzer and not the game buzzer. I'll tell you, the Spartans were fortunate they didn't give up a bucket right there.
Right, exactly. Amen to that, Scott.
Well, and I'm going to see, they might have thrown it out of bounds, and we might have a fraction of a second left. The Spartans will likely just inbound and run out the clock. But that could have been a disaster for the Spartans.
It's about awareness.
Now it can't be 7 seconds. They put 7 seconds on the clock. It was about a 2-second difference. Yeah, here it is. You were exactly right. They've changed it to 0.7 seconds. So Ramsey will probably throw as long as she can, even if it's intercepted, no big deal. Nope, just inbounds to Leopold, and she doesn't even try the shot. So the quarter does come to an end. The Moccasins led by as many as 7 in the first quarter, but the Spartans, showing some resilience of their own, have come back to tie it. We're tied at 18 at the end of 1 here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center in the semifinals of the SSC tournament. You're watching it on TampaSpartans.tv.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Tied at 18 as we head to the second quarter. Florida Southern will have the ball, and Marissa Janicki will inbound. We are underway. This is Jackson giving it on top to Gomes. Gomes. Llorente looking inside. Kicks it to Jackson. Gives it back to Llorente. Defended by Leopold. Drives to the basket. She's fouled. Leopold will be called for the personal and 2 free throws coming up for Llorente. Maria Llorente, a 5'9" junior from Madrid, Spain. Had a career-high 15 points in a game against Lincoln out of Missouri earlier in the year. She has had only 2 games in which she scored in double figures this season. Both of those were games played down in Puerto Rico. One against UPR Rio Piedras and the other one against PR Mayaguez.
Yeah, with her being from Madrid, I'm sure Elena De Alfredo, who one of the UT assistants and a really great player for the UT Spartans, holds some 3-point records. I'm sure she's probably familiar with this player.
She makes 1 out of 2, and coming back into the game is Zamora. By the way, you mentioned the assistant coach, Elena De Alfredo. Also, Tommy Jones is the assistant. Caitlin Mittrick is the associate head coach of the Spartans. And Tom Jesse, in his 21st year, picked up his 7th Coach of the Year award in the Sunshine State Conference, his 4th in a row. And back into the game and knocking it down for 2.
The juice is loose.
That is Justo, Maya Justo. She can hit from 3. He had a toe on the line, so she only gets 2 on that one. But the Spartans with the lead now at 20-19. They haven't been in front very much in this game. That might be their first lead.
Yeah, it was tied at the end of the quarter. Yeah, that is their first lead.
A nice rebound basket there by Shell.
The offensive rebounding by Florida Southern is leading to a lot of second chance points. They have about 10 in that area.
21-20. Florida Southern on top. The Spartans with the ball. Sullivan looks, gives to Ramsey for 3. Got it!
Yes!
That will make Tom Jesse's Spartans feel better about everything if Ramsey can knock it down.
And you can feel a momentum slip slightly.
That makes her teammates feel good.
Travel.
Going to be a travel indeed. You called it, my friend. That's Llorente. Picked up the ball and took a little hop. 2-point lead, largest for Tampa thus far. Tom Jesse, I asked him, I said, what does it mean to you to win this award again? He goes, well, I accept it on behalf of my staff. They work so hard. They actually deserve a lot of this credit.
Yes, and I'll tell you this, great recruitment, because if you don't have the right type players, I don't care how you can know X's and O's from A to Z, you're not going to be able to accomplish that feat 7 times in within 21 years.
That's the second most. There's a 3-point shot and an air ball, I think, shot by Jenicky. I watched her before the game. She shoots with a little bit of a corkscrew action on her shot. It kind of spins.
Like a globe.
Yeah. It's
like a globe spinning.
And she made shot after shot after shot from beyond the arc in the pregame. I was shocked that one didn't go down.
Well, let's just hope that it was only in the pregame.
Sullivan, high-low pass, beautifully executed.
Now, going to the male game, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the Memphis Grizzlies with Zach Randolph and Gasol, Mark Gasol. That's what Ken and Sullivan remind me of on a women's collegiate level.
Bigs. Yep, yes. 2 bigs doing it.
They both feed each other, and they can play multiple positions out on the floor.
4-point lead for the Spartans. There's a long 3 off the iron, and Sullivan goes and grabs the rebound. Sullivan, 8 points, a couple of assists, a couple of rebounds, and meantime, Ken has 12 points, a couple of rebounds, and here she is inside.
And 1.
It is and 1.
And 1.
Ken again. Now 7 for 7 from the floor. 14 points and a chance to go to the line for the first time today. Shell is going to sit down, and Jenicky sits as well. Into the game right now is Danish. Llorente, Shell sitting down. We'll see. We'll get all the players out there. Zamora will bring it up the floor. Llorente in the lineup as well. Jackson right there with it. Dabu, number 20, is in as well. Working inside. Oh, pretty move and a nice reverse. Well done by Danish.
Yeah, you got to give it to her. And she hails from the same country as Dory Naj, who was a standout player for the Spartans for several seasons.
That's right. She was the SSC Player of the Year her senior year.
Also, yep.
There's Sullivan, 15-footer no. Rebound, hauled in. Here they come in a hurry. Llorente now slows it down and gives it up. Driving and kicking. Jackson, a long shot, no good. Ramsey with another rebound. Ramsey's got 3 rebounds and 4 assists to go with that three-pointer that she made a minute ago.
Oh, she's a tough rebounding guard, Scott. Very.
And I think that's why the coaches gave her second all-conference honors.
Right, because they realize you don't accomplish this great feat without a catalyst at the point position.
Absolutely. Jones, by the way, with her first basket, first points of the game. Justo comes away with it. Here come the Spartans. They'll push it up in a hurry. They like to run. Justo to Jones. And now Ramsey for 3. She's feeling
Bam!
it. Yes, she is. And a timeout is going to be called. The Spartans, with a tremendous start in the second quarter, have upped their lead to 10, largest of the game. 5:32 left here in the half. We'll keep it here for a minute as the Spartans really showing some resilience of their own here.
Yes, they are, Scott. And I don't want to be a buzzkill because I love the fact that they've established this lead. But just imagine if the Spartans hadn't given up 7 offensive rebounds, well, actually 6 offensive rebounds, and 9 second chance points.
Yeah, it would be it might be over already.
Right.
But, credit where it's due. Certainly, the Moccasins have shown that resilience that they talk about. That is their motto. They said to win this game, we have to limit points in the paint, and we have to play perfect to beat Tampa. That was what Coach Zekas told me. And, they showed the willingness to do whatever it takes to win when they won their game Tuesday night at Nova Southeastern. They jumped out to a huge lead. In the second quarter, they had a 24-11 point advantage in the quarter. Certainly Nova Southeastern came back, made it close. Nova had a chance at the final buzzer even to tie the game, but it didn't get to overtime. They won at 69-67. Spartans, by the way, in their Tuesday night game, only led by 2 in the first minute of the fourth quarter, but scored 10 straight points.
Right.
And pulled away to win 79-61 over St. Leo.
They can score in bunches. They definitely can score in bunches, but what you want to do is you score in bunches. You don't want to give the opponent second chance points that lead, just like that.
Marcheski.
Luckily, they dodged the bullet. They missed the layup as Ken made the block. Sorry, Scott.
No problem. I was just going to say Marcheski had the block and is in the game now. Eleanor Marcheski, she's done well off the bench for the Spartans this year. That's going to be off Ken out of bounds. Eleanor Marcheski.
She's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
She can defend. She can stretch the defense. She can play inside, outside. She can score on every level.
She led him in three-point shooting last year, 44% from beyond the arc. She is 6 foot senior, second year at UT.
Hails from Canada.
Yeah, that's right, out of Quebec.
Yeah, they've been producing some great ball players from Canada as of lately.
Danish hands off, and now an offensive foul is going to be called on Danish on the pick, on the handoff, and that'll be her second.
That's a key moment for Florida Southern in this game, and hopefully beneficial for UT. I would have gotten her out of the game right away.
Well, she has not fouled out any game this year, so maybe she knows how to play even with fouls. Marcheski thought about launching a 3. Instead, kicks to Justo. Now it's Jones for 3.
Bam!
Great ball movement.
13-point lead. They're cooking right now, Scott.
Sarah Jones, mother of a 2-year-old who was featured on ABC's station here after Tuesday night's game.
Yep.
A great story about her and her daughter. There's a shot, no good, and rebound by Danish, throws it up kind of awkwardly. Ken the rebound.
Yeah.
Great story. Sarah Jones walked away from the game for a time. Tom Jesse gave her a chance to come back. She's so grateful for that, and boy, has she been a spark. She has started every game since Leopold went down with that injury after the 3rd game of the year.
Right. She's been not only a good player, but a wonderful person. She's delightful as a teammate, and it shows the way they all take to her. And she plays those passing lanes like an NFL cornerback.
Boy, Zamora and Justo were having a nice little battle there, and then they switched, and it's Ramsey. You don't miss much there with Ramsey, also a great defender.
Yeah, Ramsey, I mean, the first 3 letters of her last name, Ram. She's tough as one.
Yes, she is. 36-23, 3:05 left in the half. Justo, 17-footer, no good. Kin keeps it alive to herself, lays it up and in. She's having a game, 5 rebounds now, 17 points on 8 of 9 shooting from the floor.
Right, a bit of Florida Southern's medicine on the offensive boards with the stick back. Second chance points for UT.
Zamora gives it up. They're trying to find something. Good defense by Tampa on this set. There's Jackson shooting, and it's no good. Jackson's really not their best perimeter shooter, and we're kind of seeing that.
Right, and it's good that if we can force her to continue taking those perimeter shots, it works. The percentages work in UT's favor.
And now a whistle and a foul. I think Jackson trying to deny position for Kin.
You know, right now Jackson is, a very cold 0 for 6 right now for Florida Southern from the field.
Jackson and Gomes sit down, and we see number 1, Ari Bracero, checking in, the 5'1" point guard out of Huntington, Maryland, in her second year at Florida Southern. She's number 1 again. White has checked in as well. Number 5, Reagan White. 5'9" freshman from Alabama, Fairhope, Alabama. Justo kicks to Ramsey. Ramsey, skip pass. Marcheski will drive to the basket and get wide open and lays it up.
Oh, wow.
Out of bounds, and, it's going to be off Marcheski, they say. I thought one of the outside officials might overrule that. It looked to us, or to me at least, like it might have gone off the fingers of one of the Florida Southern players.
It was pulled away from her by a Florida Southern player, but I thought her layup, it touched every part of the inside of the rim and bounced out.
She had no idea she was going to be that open. She just put it up too strong. Long shot, no good. Long rebound. Here's Ramsey with it.
She's always Johnny on the spot when it comes to rebounding.
Kin open and in. 19 for Kin in the first half, and a timeout again called by Florida Southern. Kin, 9 out of 10 from the floor. She's shot layups with the exception of that one 18-footer.
Wow, I mean, from down 7 early in the first quarter to up 17 right now late in the second quarter. But the game's far from over.
40-23 with 1:31 left here in the first half. Well, we talked about this, that this is a game that certainly Florida Southern knows they have to win to continue to play. The championship game of the SSC tournament will be played Sunday here in Tampa. The Spartans would love to be, involved in that.
You know, the worst thing, Scott, I don't care who you are, is to host a tournament and not be playing in the final game of that tournament.
That would not be good. That would not be good, and Tampa knows it. And that's, you talked about it Tuesday night in the St. Leo game. You wanted it to be a close game. Make it interesting. Make it be a challenge.
Right.
Well, you fall behind by 7 in the first quarter. That gets your attention.
Exactly. Tell you this.
Long rebound by Taboo. Gives Zamora. And now driving down the lane. Danish spin move. Found herself underneath the basket. And it throws it away.
Now, to further elaborate on not playing in your own conference tournament on your home court, it's almost like having your birthday party and not being able to show up for the celebration.
That's right. You don't get any cake either.
No.
You definitely don't. Ramsey gives to Jones. Jones hands off. Justo went off her foot to Ramsey. Ramsey out to Marcheski for 3. Oh, boy, it was right on line, but a little strong. 45 seconds left.
Yeah, UT's 3 for 5 from three-point range thus far, 60%.
Driving and throwing it up. A nice little move with the left hand. And actually, Bracero is a lefty, so that was her natural hand, but it was a nice little scoop.
No, it was a tough shot. She's a little giant.
1 second difference between the game and shot clocks. So the Spartans should have the final opportunity.
And Southern's in the 2-3 zone.
Ramsey will dribble it down until there's less than 10 seconds to play. Here they go. They start it with 10, 9, 8, 7. A whistle and a foul on Brasario. They still had a foul to give. That's just their 4th team foul of the quarter, so it doesn't hurt. They forced the Spartans to take it out with 6.7 seconds left on the game clock.
Now, I'll tell you this. The danger for the Southern is that this ball going in Gusso's hands, she's a speed burner. She'll turn it on.
Justo to the
Oh!
And that's going to end the first half. Well, it started out all Florida Southern up by 7 early in the 4th quarter, but the Spartans came on strong with a huge second quarter, and at the break, it is Tampa 40, Florida Southern 25. We are going to step aside for a few minutes. We'll come back with let's say in about 10 minutes or so. We'll come back and we'll get you updated on the scoring leaders, but a huge first half for sure for the Spartans as they have big games both by Malia Sullivan and Sydney Kinn, and actually everybody's contributed as they pull away in that second quarter.
Yeah, this has been great. Kinn with 19, Sullivan with 8. Great play, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Anything less than a SSC conference finals appearance, 1 p.m. this Sunday.
Yep.
Is short of glory.
And Jack Ike says he will be back. He's not going to miss that championship game, so he's going to send me to the bench, I guess. So I know you're watching, Jack. That'll be fine with me. I won't have to do all my homework anymore.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jack. If you're out there listening, hey, you know what? Three's company. We got a nice rotation.
Yeah, that's right. You can come back anytime. It's your job. What the heck. All right, 40-25. We'll step aside for about 10 minutes and then come back and get you all the scoring from both teams when we continue here on the SSC Digital Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Just about to start the second half here in Tampa. The Spartans, the third-ranked team in the nation on a 17-game winning streak, fell behind by 7, but now at the break they lead 40-25 over Florida Southern. By the way, the winner of this game will play the winner of the other semifinal in the SSC championship game Sunday at 1 o'clock. If the Spartans win, it'll be right here on their home floor. If they don't win, then either Lynn or Eckerd will host the championship game. And by the way, at Eckerd tonight, the third seed Lynn has a 1-point lead over the second seed Tritons of Eckerd, 31-30 at the break. So we got stuff happening, huh? I don't know. We'll see who shows up here if the Spartans can hang in to win. Okay, let's get some quick scoring here for Florida Southern. The leading scorer in the game thus far is Danish with 8 points. She also has 4 rebounds, high on the team, tied with Gomes, who has 4 points but has failed to score. Shell has 6 points. Zamora has 6. Dabu and Bracero both have 2 points apiece. Llorente has scored 1. And that's all the scoring. Just 28% shooting, 10 of 35 from the floor. Even though the Mocs have made 4 out of 10 from deep, they only have made 10 of 35 overall. And just 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe, only been to the line a couple of times. They've actually out-rebounded the Spartans, 19-15 in this game. But Tampa has shot 55% from the floor, 16 out of 29. 50% from three-point range, 3 out of 6, and they've made all 5 of their free throws. And the leading scorer, as we've talked about, is Sydney Kinn, the SSC player and newcomer of the year. She has 19 points on 9 of 10 shooting and 5 rebounds. 8 points, 2 rebounds, a couple of assists for Malia Sullivan. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Could be working on a triple-double. Audrey Ramsey. Jones has 5 points. Justo has 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Playing but not yet scoring, Leopold Marcheski and Alani Gallagher also had played a brief minute there in the first half. So we did mention that Tom Jesse was named Coach of the Year for the 4th time in a row, 7th time overall. The only person with more than that was Rollins' legendary coach, Glenn Wilkes, who won 9.
Wow.
So, Tom Jesse could be catching up here before too long.
Model of consistency, and from the looks of him, it looks like he has another decade and a half or 2 left in him as far as coaching.
He's a young fella.
No, he's not slowing down. He's building momentum.
He's got a daughter who's a 7th grader who has told people, I'm going to play for my dad. She has a choice, though, because her mom, Nikki's also a coach at Warner.
Right. I'll tell you this. I mean, like the great volleyball coach here at UT, Coach Chris Kadenak, his daughter, as you know, he's won 4 national championships. His daughter wanted to play for him. He actually sent her, he's like, get away from home. And she actually went to Duke. But I'm sure where Jesse's concerned, it'll be a pleasure and an honor to have his daughter, Rudy, play for him.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
If he feels the need for her to go elsewhere, he will let her go. That's the great thing with him. He's not just a father.
Exactly.
He's a great father. He's a great coach also.
He
Both.
is indeed. The all-conference team, the first team was Sydney Kinn and Malia Sullivan from Tampa, Maya Price and Sophia Person of Eckerd, and Madison Frederick from Nova Southeastern. That's your first team all-conference player.
Tell you this, with Florida Southern leading in the rebounding category, that's just them playing out of heart and desperation, because they know if they don't do those extra little things, they have no shot at winning.
Well, Kinn's first attempt at the basket right there was blocked by Zamora, who was flying by. She got it back, though, and then was fouled. It'll be not in the act of shooting, so the Spartans will end down under the basket. A fresh 20 on the shot clock.
That's just all-out hustle by Zamora, hailing from Ecuador.
Kinn hands off Sullivan, strong to the basket, puts it up a little too strong. Ball tipped out, and Gomes chases it down. This is a freshman, good ball handler, you can see, and gives it up, and the Moccasins will set the offense.
Yeah, she's from Point Vedra, Florida. That's where Tim Tebow's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I heard that Christian Leitner actually lives up in that area.
Is that right?
Yeah, the ex-Dookie.
Yeah, I remember him. And now it's going to be an offensive foul call on Zamora. Justo got there in time.
Oh, Gusto has some quick feet. She has some quick feet. Quick feet, laterally, north, south, east, west.
The foul on Zamora, that is her 3rd personal foul. So she sits down as Ari Bracero checks back in, the 5'1" sophomore, averaging just over 3 points a game. Spartans with the ball, neither team
right, and
scored here in the half.
After the game Tuesday night, I joked around with Gusto, saying like, hey, You know, that pick she took in the backcourt, I was like, man, I might have had to bounce up in anger. But, you know, she was just a model of being able to sacrifice her body, not for herself, but for her team, you know, keeping a cooler head and making sure that the team prevails. So kudos to Justo.
Indeed. Three-point shot misses there. By the way, that was an offensive foul called on Ken, clearing out with her left hand to get the ball last time, and Jones knocks down the three.
Yeah, this is the best shooter night I've seen for Sarah from beyond the arc, and she picked a great time in which to do so.
Jones has hit a couple now, 2 out of 3 from deep. A nice move inside. I think Ken might have got a finger on it to block that second shot. Justo comes away with it.
Yeah, that was very Akeem Olajuwon-esque, the attempted move, but Ken is also like Olajuwon on defense, unfortunately.
She is indeed. Sullivan looks, gets it into Ken. Ken working on Shell. Little 10-footer, rattles around and out.
Yeah, a little more arc.
Rebound by Dabu. She pushes in a hurry. Rosero working on Justo. A pair of ones right there on each other. Two small point guards. They're both very quick. Inside it goes. Put up a little too strong. Gomes. Rebound by Ken.
Right. Now, in a game of cards, a pair of aces, a pair of ones is a pair of aces, and I'll take that.
Yeah, indeed. And here's Sullivan. Lost the handle as she was fouled. Looks like Danish grabbed her reaching in to try to knock the ball away, and if that's on Danish, that'll be her third.
Right. And that's the intangible that Malia Sullivan brings, drawing those fouls. Putting Danish, the best offensive player for Florida Southern thus far, in foul trouble. I think all 3 of her fouls have been against Sullivan.
I think so. So Zamora and Danish now both sitting on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Inbound it comes to Sarah Jones, puts it up.
Oh, shooter's
hop. Shooter's hop.
Yep.
Reagan White is into the game, number 5. She came in as Danish sits down. 20-point lead, 45-25. Shell straight away, 16-footer is good.
Stops the bleeding for Southern as they were down 20.
The Moccasins definitely needed that shot to go. 3 minutes into the second half. The lead had been 20 moments ago. Skip past Justo. Sullivan. Look at the spacing and the ball handling and a three-point shot by Jones.
Deja vu.
Sarah Jones knocks down another one.
Almost from the identical spot.
Jones started her career at Embry-Riddle. Played 1 year there. There's a nice shot up and in by Shell, who's gotten off the scoring nod there.
Shell's showing some great leadership.
She now has 10 points. First Moccasin to get into double figure scoring. She's 5 out of 9 from the floor. Has hit her last 2. 6:10 left. Ramsey 3. It's too long. And Shell with the defensive board. The lefty stops and pops. Rosero nails the jumper.
Yeah, Jack would like that. As lefties, I always tell him, have great form.
48-31, 5:45 left. To Ken. Ramsey. Here's Justo for 3, and she's fouled. Shooting the three-pointer. Reagan White got her, and I think it's 3 free throws coming up for Justo.
Now, what was key on that was Malia Sullivan's cut. If you noticed, those watching at home, she drew 2 defenders on the cut, and she didn't even have the ball.
All conference players deserve some attention.
Right.
Yeah, Malia Sullivan, again, first team all Sunshine State Conference again this year. She was a first teamer in the COVID season.
Yep.
And when she was actually the unofficial player of the year in the SSC.
Right.
And then the second team all conference as a sophomore. So she has been a well-decorated performer in the Sunshine State Conference.
Very well decorated, I might add.
– 51-31 as Justo knocked down all 3 free throws. That is not a surprise. She shoots well from the charity stripe.
Yep.
Here's Shell working on Ken. Nice fake.
Wow.
Little hesitation off the glass and down.
Strong move. That was Malia Sullivan-esque on the move by Shell.
Indeed. Ken, 20 feet from the basket, finds Sullivan cutting. Quick double team. She scores. Oh, offensive foul is called. And Tom Jesse does not like it. He comes out on the floor and has to be careful. Kiara Negron, Jaleese Oliver, and Esteban Gonzalez are the officials here. And now Jackson is going to come into the game for Gomes. Also, we see Marissa Janicki coming back in, number 2. And there's timeout on the floor because we're under the 5-minute mark. So 4:56 left in the third. Tampa's led by as many as 20. It's 18 right now. 51-33 on the SSC Digital Network.
You're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
.456 left in the third quarter. Tampa 51, Florida Southern 33. By the way, Sarah Jones has 13 points already. She's made 3 out of 4 from deep. Jones could be on her way to a season high. She actually tied her career high at Florida Southern back in January when she scored 25 against the Moccasins.
Yeah, and she has 2 more seasons to go, which is great.
Rosero, defended by Justo, far from the hoop. Launches the 3, and she nails it. Rosero knocks it down from deep. That's her first make of this game. She's only 7 of 27 for the season.
Yeah, that was a huge shot, big shot, really, really needed by Southern.
They were down 20. They've cut it to 15. And Kin has it stolen from behind by Bracero, and she double dribbled.
Wow.
She had a great steal, lost her feet, then lost the ball, and then dribbled again after she kind of picked it up.
She threw the ball at the official. That could have warranted a tech, but the official didn't call it.
Well, and that's a good thing, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
You don't want to, unless it's just so bad you have to call it.
I'm just glad the ball didn't hit the official.
Absolutely. And Justo again. Justo knocks it down from three-point range. She's got 8.
And the juice is loose. As her teammates so endearingly call her, the juice.
If you joined us late, Tampa fell behind by 7 to the Moccasins early in the game, but came back to tie it at the end of 118 all. Then a 22-7 second quarter gave the Spartans a nice lead at halftime, 40-25, led by as many as 17. And there's a turnover. Those are the things that are going to drive the first-year coach. Coach Megan Zekas, just you grit your teeth a little bit.
Yeah, Bracero just dribbled the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Into Ken, working on Shell. A little fadeaway. She's fouled. Shell got her on the wrist in the act of shooting. Free throws coming for Ken.
Yeah, that was a little snake bite.
And Shell picks up her third personal foul.
Yeah, 3 is unfortunately an unlucky number for the Florida Southern Moccasins.
And missed free throw by Ken. She shoots close to 80% from the line, so when she's actually missed a couple, I should say.
Yeah.
Not a few, but she's missed a couple in the last few games. But still shooting 79% on the year.
Right, it's kind of like baseball. Even a great pitcher, they make a mistake. You just got to try to capitalize on it when they do.
Janicki gives it up to Shell, gets it back. Janicki had 2 sisters play at Florida Southern. Janicki Young player makes a nice move, turns, shot, off the iron, no, and Sullivan with a strong rebound.
Everything Malia Sullivan does is strong.
Indeed. I mentioned Jenneke at the sisters. Brooke and Julia both played at Florida Southern. In fact, Julia was a 3-time All-SSC first-teamer.
Yeah, tough. Great athlete.
Look at the move. What a reverse by Kin.
Yeah, she's on her A game tonight. Misses the free throw but comes back and scores on a reverse layup.
She's got 22 points and 8 rebounds, 10 out of 13 from the floor. Inside it goes to Shell, puts it up. She's fouled by Kin. So Sydney Kin picks up her second foul. You know, I talked about this the other night, about the Tampa Spartans, how all season long they play great defense and don't foul much.
Right.
In the regular season, they had 196 fewer fouls than their opponents. That's 7 fewer per game.
Wow.
That's a big difference in a game.
That's a huge difference. That's game-breaking.
Yeah. And you know, these two teams have played, obviously, twice in the regular season. In one of those games, Tampa shot 26 free throws, and Florida Southern shot 6.
Wow. Wow. That's great discipline.
In fact, Tampa won that game. It was a relatively close game. They won it 81-72, whistle on a foul. They won it by 9, but it was close. It was a 4-point game with under a minute to play in Lakeland. And, again, the free throw disparity was huge. 20 more free throw attempts. They made 15 more from the line. 20 out of 26 to just 5 of 6 for the Moccasins.
Right. Despite compiling this one-loss record, the Spartans have been in some dogfights.
Yes, they have.
You know, they haven't all been blowouts. So a lot of these wins have come with great character and great execution at the end of games.
Kin gets both of those to go. 59-38. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third. Scott Lynn and DeCarlo DeVoe, the 1994 National Player of the Year in Division II men's basketball. He's the expert, telling you all you need to know about this game.
I appreciate that, Scott.
There's the shot, no good. Shell with an air ball and Sullivan with good defensive positioning.
Once Sullivan gets that ball, you're not going to get it away from her.
No, she's
and
strong.
Tell you this, a key moment in this UT season as they battled to win this conference was her game-winning shot on her knees against Eckerd right here at home.
I saw that on the feed. It was unbelievable. I wasn't in attendance, but that must have been electrifying.
I mean, and the only way she could get that ball up is with great upper body strength because she shot it literally from her knees and got fouled.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, she did. And we see a substitution. Eleonora Marcheski's coming back into the game, giving Sullivan a breather, and she's earned one, that's for sure.
Yeah, much needed, because what you want to do, you want to rest your horses, your big dogs, you know, for that final stretch, which is on Sunday. However, you don't want to do anything too soon before you feel this game is in hand.
That three-point shot by Bracero, no good. Rebound basket put up and in. That's Nahavia Paxton that has just checked into the game. That's her first bucket.
All right, Southern going deep into the bench because of foul trouble. Now, I'll tell you this, a key indicator of when to call your dogs off is when the other team starts making subs.
There's another three-point try by Jones. She's missed the last two she's tried.
Keep shooting them, Miss Sarah Jones. Keep shooting them.
Inside, up, no good. Rebound by Kin.
It looked like it was a bit of a shuffle, but no foul call, so no harm done on the missed layup either.
Yep. No, and again, there could have been a whistle. There was just no whistle at that end at all, but Kin had a rebound. I thought I heard a slap after she got the ball.
You heard it.
10 seconds left in the quarter. Ramsey down to 5. Ramsey kicks it to Justo for 3. In and out. Kin the rebound. Did not get it off in time. No shot attempt. We've come to the end of the third quarter. Tampa led by 15 at the half. They lead by 19 with 1 quarter left here in this semifinal of the SSC Conference Tournament. You're watching it all on the SSC Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
10 minutes left here in this semifinal game of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. Scott Lynn and DeCarlo DeVoe with you. Andre handling the producing duties once again tonight. And a whistle and an offensive foul. And that's a very costly foul.
Because it's a turnover.
Yep. As the shot was made.
Yep, changes possession. Now, I'll tell you this. Even though the basket did not count because the clock had expired, Ken did grab her 10th rebound, so it secures a double-double for her.
Right. And Paxton was called for the foul away from the ball just as Janicki was knocking down the shot. So that's just so frustrating from the Florida Southern perspective. We talked about Tom Jesse winning his 7th SSC Coach of the Year honor and how he is the whole basketball family. You know, Rudy, the 7th grader, is going to be playing travel ball this summer. And so all summer long, both Tom and his wife Nikki, who's the college coach at Warner University, they're going to be traveling around following that youngster play. Right. You know, again, Tom has his cred, so does Nikki, in that she's a 2-time high school All-American. Tom says, hey, she's my biggest fan, and vice versa. I'm her biggest fan.
But look at his humility. He just was down, the Coach of the Year, on his knees, hands and knees, wiping up sweat near his bench. He could have easily let the manager or somebody else did it, but no. Coach Jesse is model citizen. Great coach, hailing from West Virginia, where you know the logo is from.
Yeah.
Jerry West.
Right, exactly.
Randy Moss, Jason Williams,
Yep.
White Chocolate. So, I mean, he comes from a gritty type environment.
Ken picks up a foul, battling for position inside, and there's a 19-footer straight away by Shell. That is the 2nd foul on Ken. I was thinking it was her 3rd, but I may have been mistaken.
I think I've only seen Ken in foul trouble from the games I've commentated here. Maybe once for sure, maybe twice.
Ramsey gives it to Ken. Right elbow jumper, good. Back to a 21-point lead with 8:40 to play.
Poetry in motion. Game is just extremely efficient, hard to stop.
Ken with 26. Ball knocked away, got it back. There's a 3-point try, no good. Justo comes away with it. Spartans have a 3-on-2. Justo kicks to
nice
Jones.
Skip pass.
17-footer is good. Great court vision by Justo.
Yes, great skip pass.
And Florida Southern head coach Megan Zekas says, we need to take a break. You know, Megan Zekas took over this program on an interim basis when the longtime legendary coach, Betsy Harris, stepped down in August. She took a job to be closer to her family, to be near her mother and family there. And I asked Coach Zekas, how was it? How is she doing? I'm sure you're in touch with her. She goes, oh, yeah. She goes, I talked to her. She's doing great. She loves being near her family. So, Betsy Harris, again, she stepped down August 4th, and at that point, Zekas was named the interim head coach. They said, well, you'll probably have this year, and then we'll look for a full-time coach.
Right.
Well, they have promoted her now.
Amen.
They have given her the job, which I think Betsy Harris is probably very happy about. She was a 3-time SSC Coach of the Year in her 8 seasons. They went to 6 NCAA tournaments, the Elite 8 in 2016 under Harris. Last season, in Harris's last, the Mocs went 20-10 and made it to the regional quarterfinals. So, Betsy Harris, you're not forgotten, that's for sure. If you're watching, I know you'd love to be here. And you know what? She might be here, actually, in attendance. I'm not sure. I should look around and see.
Yeah, she's definitely legendary.
So here we go with 8:08 to play. The skip pass. Danish working on Sullivan. Kicks it out on top. There's the three-pointer knocked down by Janicki. She has made 2 or more three-pointers in the last 3 games, but that is her first make here today.
And into the game for the Spartans is the hard-working Erin Antosh, giving Sydney Ken a break.
Erin Antosh, number 44, in her 6th year, her 4th year at UT. Last year started a dozen games, played 27. She's checked in. She's down there in the blocks, defended by Shell. Ramsey working on Janicki. They try to steal. Antosh comes up with it.
Oh, nice touch pass.
Great touch pass right there by Ramsey.
And the big finish by Sullivan. Steal by Jones. Yes. Wow.
I thought you were going to jump out of your seat, my friend.
I'm trying to stay calm. We got about 7 more minutes left to go, Scott.
7:10 to be exact, 69-45. Another steal by Jones. She is the steals leader for this Tampa team. She had 5 in the game on Tuesday night to tie her career high.
Yeah. And it's just getting a steal. It's not just the speed; it's the vision, reading what's going on.
And Leopold is going to check in for her as Jones goes to the bench with 17 points.
Well deserved.
I'm going to look and see how many steals she's been credited with here. I guess that was her first officially. They've got the Spartans with only 1 steal officially. So
wow,
I think there might be some missing there, but that's okay.
Right, that's the reason for me saying wow.
The stat that matters is 7 minutes left, and it's 69-46. That's all that really matters, right?
True, the scoreboard.
Antosh, entry to Sullivan. Look at that strong move to the hoop. No good. Antosh with the offensive rebound.
Wow, good follow.
You know, Tom Jesse told me before Tuesday's game, if we're going to go deep in the NCAA tournament, and they will get there no matter what happens between now and then, we need our post players to come up big. You know, we need Antosh to come off the bench and play well. We need Marcheski to be the stretch 4 that she can be. And certainly Gallagher is a great defensive player and rebounder.
Alani,
We'll need them all. Here's Leopold. On top, Sullivan. Oop, might have got away with a double dribble. And
3 seconds.
3 seconds on Antosh.
I think Antosh was anticipating a jump shot by Sullivan.
Yeah.
And once again in attendance, which is great, is the great AD that is the catalyst for this athletic engine here, Larry Marfiz, and the school president, Dr. Ronald Vaughn, who's built UT from when I was here about maybe 2,500 max. Now it's over 10,000 students.
Ariel Dabu knocked down the three-pointer there to make it 69-49. 20-point lead. Here's Antosh working to the basket. Fall away. It's off the iron. No good.
It was a nice-looking shot, though.
Yep. Danish got the good defensive rebound. Danish ends up with the three-point shot and nails it. 5:40 left. A back-to-back threes, and it's a 17-point game at 69-52.
Yeah, Danish is tough. She's tough. I have great respect for her game. Florida Southern with a little half-court trap.
And here come the Moccasins. Resilience. Remember, that's their motto. Here's Danish. Got by Antosh and just missed the layup.
She was too wide open. I guess it was unbelievable.
Maybe she felt the presence of Antosh over her shoulder, thinking she's coming to block my shot. Maybe rushed it a bit. 5 minutes left here in Tampa. The Spartans, number 3 team in the nation. Leopold's shot is blocked by Shell, pushing it ahead. Justo got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Florida Southern ball. And we're under the 5-minute mark. So Ken and Jones will come back in after the media timeout here. 4:53 left, 69-52 Tampa on the SSC Digital Network.
Yeah, Coach Jeff.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
We're back here in Tampa, 4:53 left. The clock now running. Paxton, three-point range, dribbles and hands. Janicki for 3. Whistle and a foul. I think in the act of shooting, if that's so, Janicki will go to the line to shoot 3. Justo picking up the personal foul. 3 free throws coming for Janicki, and she is an 83% shooter on the year. She has a chance now. Makes the first. Janicki. Who hit 1-3, now has 3 free throws, and she's put 2 down. Now with 5 points, 3 assists. 4:45 left. Florida Southern down by more than 20 just moments ago. That one rattles around and out. By the way, the winner of this game gets the winner of the Lynn Eckerd game. In St. Petersburg, Lynn leads Eckerd 43-41 starting the fourth quarter. We'll let you know about that one if we get a final.
Tough game, tight race. Jack just updated me on the score also as he's keenly tuning in to what's going on in the conference.
And Danish just picked up her 4th personal foul from behind, and Ken will go to the line. 5th team foul, so 2 free throws every time there's a whistle on Florida Southern the rest of the way.
Yeah, Ken misses her first. She had a chance to get to 30.
She has 28 right now to go with her 10 rebounds, and she missed them both. I mentioned she's having a little bit of a struggle from the line lately.
I wonder if it could be a little of mental fatigue.
Could be. Paxton with a miss. Ramsey with the rebound. Her 5th ball and a turnover. Here's Janicki to the basket strong. Lays it up the glass. No good. And look at Justo going up with one hand for the rebound.
Oh, yeah, she's tough. She can play with the best of them.
Justo all the way. Nobody stopped her.
Right.
Puts it up and in. 71-54, under 4 to play.
Yeah, her heart is bigger than her 5'5" frame.
Justo now with 10 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. And
Sarah
a steal by
Jones.
Jones. Coast to coast she goes. Lays it up with the left hand and in. 3:30 left. 73-54.
She just jumps. She just jumps at it, and wow.
Paxton gets it to Shell, working on Ken. Strong move to the basket, up too strong. Rebound Justo. Justo now with 6 boards, 7 assists, and 10 points. She sneaking up towards a triple-double herself. Ramsey has 6 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. Sullivan skip to Justo, driving. Kicks it out on top to Sullivan. 16-footer, around and out. Paxton the board for Florida Southern.
Key stat for the Spartans tonight, 22 assists, only 6 turnovers.
A little scoop, no good. Shot put up, no good. A nice open rebound by Danish. Danish playing with 4. Gets the bucket at 73-56.
Yeah, the stretch when Danish was on the bench with 3 fouls really hurt the Moccasins' attack offensively. So,
and now Ken scores with the right hand. Danish, by the way, had scored in double figures 14 of the first 18 games for the Moccasins. Had not scored in double figures since, but she has tonight. She's got 13.
She came out blazing tonight.
A couple of free throws coming up here for Janicki. Yeah, she has. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, now you're going to see some of the starters come out of the game so that they can rest those legs for Sunday.
Ramsey sits down. Ken sits down. Sullivan sits down with a 19-point lead. Alani Gallagher is coming into the game. Leopold's back in. And Marcheski is back in.
Right, and you have 4 Spartans in double figures with Jones sneaking up with 19 points. This may sound like an oxymoron, but a quiet 19?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's got a sneaky that way. By the way, tonight, with the effort by Malia Sullivan, Sullivan scored 10 points tonight to become the 4th leading scorer in school history.
Oh, wow.
Passing Juliana Cavallaro.
That's big. And
that was big.
Keep climbing. She'll have several more games to build upon that.
As we mentioned, she's also in the top 10 in assists. She's just been a great all-around player for the Spartans for a long time.
Very, very. We've gotten spoiled by watching her because we just come to expect it every game that we see her play.
Yeah. She's big and strong, and you just don't know that she has the great touch, the feel,
exactly.
the feel for the game. She's a great passer. And Jones sits down now with 19 points, 3 assists. By the way, you mentioned it, 30 points for Ken tonight to go with 10 rebounds. So that is her 18th double-double of the season and 8 of the last 9 games. She's had that. Shell with the rebound there.
Model of consistency.
Yeah, and what a tournament she's having after scoring 31 the other night.
Well, I'll tell you this. They're going to have some special defenses played for her in this final. You're going to have to double, maybe triple team her at times. So that gives ample opportunity for all the other teammates on the floor for the Spartans. And I look, Malia Sullivan, haven't seen the Eckerd for how many consecutive years. She's going to have something special for them also. But they still have the win. I'm anticipating Eckerd possibly pulling it out.
Gallagher with a nice feed inside to Marcheski for the bucket that makes it 77-59. The 30 points by Ken following that 31-point game against St. Leo, her career high at Tampa. Her career high, actually, 33 when she played at University of Findlay.
All right, so right now she's averaging 31.5.
Yeah, 30.5.
No, sorry, 30.5
yeah.
for this tournament.
And coming into the game right now is Nettie Moreau, number 20 for Tampa, as Justo sits down. What a game she had tonight. 1 to 30 seconds to play, and the Spartans are going to move on. They will host the SSC championship game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. That shot rolls around and down, and whistle with 18.7 seconds left.
Yeah, Jackson finally got a bucket to go through the hoop.
Yes, she did. Her first bucket of the night. She had been 0 for 6 before that. 77-61. we'll wrap up all the scoring and everything here as soon as we're done, but we'll also let you know the very latest from St. Petersburg, where Eckerd and Lynn are in a dogfight tonight. We see Adeline Kent, number 11, in the basketball game as well. And the Spartans are going to just dribble it out here. And the final score will be Tampa 77, Florida Southern 61. It's on to the final for the Tampa Spartans.
Sunday at 2 p.m.
Well, they just announced at 2 p.m., and I've seen on the website 1 o'clock.
Me also.
So it's either at 1 or 2. Just check the website. We'll let you know. You know, that's how you can find out. Jack Ike will be here at 1 o'clock regardless. All right? Let me get you caught up on the scoring here real quick. First of all, for Florida Southern, 17 points for Ashley Shell, the all-SEC second teamer. 17 points, 5 offensive rebounds, 8 rebounds overall. A nice game for Ashley Shell in her final game for Florida Southern. She is the graduate senior, and a nice career she had. 15 points for Anna Danish with 15 points and 8 rebounds. Handicapped by some foul trouble, but still had a nice game, knocked down 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc. 7 points for Bracero. Janicki scored 6, 2 for Paxton, 2 for Jackson. Llorente scored 1. Dabu was held to just 5 points, and Zamora was held to 6. They shot 35%, actually 36% from the floor, 23 out of 64, made 8 of 17 from beyond the arc, 47%, 7 of 11 from the charity stripe. For the Tampa Spartans, who win and will host the championship game on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. I thought maybe it's 2.
The announcer just made a correction. It's
at
1 p.m.
Okay, it's at 1 o'clock. Must have been a typo on his sheet, huh? All right, so it's 1 o'clock Sunday, as we thought. But Sydney Kinn tonight, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block shot. A nice game for her, 13 out of 16 from the floor. She missed as many free throws as she missed field goals in this game.
Crazy.
4 out of 7. It was sort of crazy. Sarah Jones with 19 points, 8 of 14 from the floor. She made it 3 out of 6 from deep. She had 2 steals. 10 points for Maya Justo, who finished with 7 assists and 6 rebounds. 10 points for Malia Sullivan, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Audrey Ramsey with 6 points on 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. 5 rebounds, 9 assists for Audrey Ramsey. And Marcheski scored 2. Also playing but not scoring tonight, Leopold, Kent, Moreau, and Antosh. Antosh, by the way, 3 rebounds in, some 3 minutes of play. She actually did well for herself in that short period of time, Erin Antosh, tonight.
Yeah, and this just in, Scott. Lynn is up 49-41 over Eckerd with 6:21 left in that match.
Yeah, in fact, an update here as it just came in, 49-45 with 4:33 to play. So that's Lynn still on top at Eckerd. So we do not know who the Spartans will be facing. Everybody assumed it would be Eckerd because they were the number 2 seed. They only lost 2 games all season in this conference play, both to the Tampa Spartans.
Yep.
But they have some work to do if they're going to pull it out and get a chance in the third go-round. And as we've talked about many times, it's always hard to beat a team 3 times, especially when it's almost your mirror image in success. Eckerd has been so good all season long. It's like an international all-star team.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you this, it is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in the same season, but Tampa has done it twice thus far against St. Leo.
Yes, they
and
have.
Now tonight against Florida Southern. So if they could run the hat trick and do it this Sunday against whoever wins between Eckerd and Lynn, then they more than deserve to be SSC conference champions.
Well, how about this? Remember St. Leo Tuesday night? It was a close game until late. The Spartans won it 79-61. Tonight, 77-61. Almost the identical score in these first 2 SSC tournament games for the Spartans. Well, Andre's got big plans, so we better wrap it up so that he can get out of here and get on to that. So I want to thank you. It's been fun. I think Jack's back on Sunday, so I'll just say thanks to both of you guys. It's been great working with you again.
Yes,
Andre, thank you.
Appreciate it.
And to you, my friend, Ricardo, nice
job. Thank you. And for those that don't know, he's a model of humility. Andre is a budding artist, man. He has some good music.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Very
he
nice.
won't tell you, but I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, nice. We'll just play that at halftime next time. We'll do that. All right, that's going to do it from here. Again, Florida Southern falls to Tampa 77-61. The Moccasins end their season 15-14 overall in the first year under Megan Zekas. And the Spartans keep on winning. That is their, 18th straight? 19th straight? I'm trying to remember. God, it's so many straight wins. I think it's their 19th straight. But they improve now and just keep on winning. As we look here, they are now 29-1. If they can get to 30 by the end of the SSC tournament on Sunday, I got to think there's a marvelous chance that they'll be hosting the regional the following week, and then you'll have all kind of work, both of you guys.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. 77-61 the final. For Andre and Ricardo, I'm Scott Lynn saying thanks for being with us. And again, 77-61, the Spartans move on to Sunday. It'll be here at 1 o'clock at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center